Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Marianne. I live in Canada with my husband and 2 kids, ages 3 and 4, and I make videos on simplifying motherhood through easy organization. If you're interested in that type of content, please consider subscribing. I have a new video every single weekend. In today's video, I am reorganizing our linen closet. So I set up this closet about a year ago and I actually really like it. It's a good system. It's worked really well for us. However, since then, we've had a couple of changes. First off, Annie Rose has moved into a big girl bed. So we don't have crib sheets, but we do have more like pillowcases. And I feel like I haven't really sorted out the sheet situation. I also started laundry stripping, and those ingredients take up a ton of space and they're super cumbersome. So I'm gonna try to come up with an idea for those. And then I have never added labels. So I'm gonna consider potentially adding some labels today. You can see it's on the upper level of our house. There is 3 bedrooms, there's 1 bathroom, and then there is our linen closet just outside of the bathroom. It's actually not a bad size for us. It works pretty well. We don't necessarily need more space, but I just think it needs a really good reset. So with that being said, let's get started. So right off the bat, everyone, you can see that I'm just moving some of the toilet paper over into the stock in the actual bathroom. That little drawer is so handy for toilet paper. But one of my big tips right off the bat for linen closets, if you store your like laundry or your toilet paper and your tissues, is just to take it out of the packaging. It makes such a huge difference. It just makes everything look so much tidier. So next, I'm just taking every single thing out of the closet. I know that always seems intimidating at first. It's like, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. But in a small space, it's not too bad. And honestly, it's totally worth it because starting fresh, it's just so much more satisfying. And I really do think it makes a huge difference. It makes the whole system, the whole process just go a lot smoother. Next, I'm just wiping down these shelves. A lot of you might find that this linen closet is probably really similar to what you have in your house. It's a super standard kind of layout. And these cupboards, like the shelves, some of them were kind of mismatched and broken when we first moved to the house. They were really awkward. So we just quickly, Scott like painted and refinished them, and it made a huge, huge difference just to make the whole closet look nicer and tidier. So again, just going through everything, this little bin right here you'll see is of my cleaning supplies. So I'm honestly, I love tidying, I love organizing, but I'm not that obsessed with cleaning. It just doesn't do it for me, but I do like just to have like a little stash. So that's everything I have for cleaning products. Like I don't have anything special, but those are just all the basics. What I just took down there, I'll show you in a bit. Those are all my laundry stripping ingredients. If you have never done laundry stripping, I do have a video on it. It's actually pretty satisfying, but there are a ton of like random ingredients they don't normally lose. So let's see I'll show you in a minute what I do with those. Next, this basket, which I absolutely love. I've had it forever. I don't know where I got it. A lot of people ask me that. This is the little kit I'm showing you is our hair clippers. We have not, the boys, like Scott and Leo, have not gone to like a hair salon in years, and it's awesome. It saves so much money and so much time. So those little hair clippers I keep in the linen closet in just like an old makeup bag. And then there's a heating pad and like those beanbag heating pad as well. And the next bin over is our masks. That little baggie is my sewing kit. So I'm not huge into sewing, but it is handy to have just a super simple kit for buttons now and then. Next thing I'm going through is just our face cloths and hand towels. I got all white. I definitely don't recommend that, but I do have them now, so I try to use them as much as I can. There's a couple I had to get rid of. They were just like too stained from hair dye or whatever. Like that one right there, I just wrote down for regs. The rest of them, one of the things, if you use a basket like this for your hand towels and face cloths, you do not need to fold them. Like that's the best part about it. You can't even see in it, and usually ours do get unfolded. But to start off, I do love folding them, and I find that rolling towels is the easiest way to keep them looking tidy without actually having to like make without a lot of effort. So if you haven't tried rolling, it's definitely the best. Next is my tablecloths and blankets. I have 2 tablecloths that I use regularly for birthday parties so we don't have to buy disposable ones. And then I just have 1 random blanket. We do not have a lot of guests, so that's basically our 1 extra blanket that we'll use for like camping, I guess, or whatever, if we have my mom sleep over for babysitting or something like that. Next up is towels. I see a lot of different things about how many towels you should have. I did get rid of some. We ended up keeping 5 bath towels, so 1 for each of us plus an extra, and then we also have 3 like bath towels, like beach towels, in our beach bag as well. So if you're wondering about how many to keep, that's what we ended up with. Do what works for you. And then our sheets was a big thing. I got rid of a ton. The kids, this is a huge game changer. We stopped using top sheets for the kids, and it's amazing. So all they have is a comforter and a fitted sheet, and it's so much easier to make their beds, so much easier for cleaning and washing up. And if that's you move 1 change, give that a shot. Next, I'm making labels. I use this super simple, I'll link this label maker below if you want, but it's super simple, and I have it for all sorts of labeling. And so on the items that aren't in baskets or anything, I just use little sticky labels and put them on the edge of the shelves, and it worked out really good. And then you'll see I did a bunch of different types of labels for the baskets. So as you can see, I went through a ton of different options. All these little paper ones are all from our Dollar Tree or the Dollarama near us. And there's just so many options, just little paper ones. You can see that's my hole punch from 100 years ago. It works awesome. And I love these little types of labels. I've used them on so many things before. Keep in mind, obviously, like bin clips are amazing because they'll endure like kids touching them. So these paper ones, if it's stuff where the kids are using constantly, like toys or something, they're not ideal. But for little areas like this where the kids ideally aren't going to touch them much at all, they work just perfect. And they just add like a little cute factor to the closet, and also helpful for actually labeling what's inside. So I ended up using just a Sharpie on the little brown paper ones, and I really love how they turned out. Okay, remember earlier I mentioned all of my laundry stripping ingredients, so I brought them all downstairs. I grabbed a measuring cup and a bunch of little baggies, and I ended up separating them into and made like little baggies of laundry stripping, kind of like concoction, so that I can easily grab them. And I've also kind of given them to friends because honestly, to use up that entire thing of borax, I'd be using it for years and I don't have a good place to store it. So I ended up using like separating it, like I said, into like little baggies. I used a paper one too, just because it seemed like more environmentally friendly to see if it will work in there without kind of leaking through it. So I'll let you know how it turns out. But having these all done up, I'm going to give a few to friends, maybe some to my mom, and then I will use the rest myself, and it just makes it easier to grab. And so then I can use those huge boxes I can now just get rid of and put all of those super handy to grab in the laundry room downstairs. Next, guys, don't be like me. This is such a good lesson. I kept this mattress cover for years. So it was handed down to me and I kept thinking I'm going to put it on once ours gets really wrecked. But I'm like, I'll just do it now because I think ours has some holes and it doesn't fit. So I've been hanging on to it all this time and it doesn't even fit. So now I ended up donating it and using our old raggedy one. Get rid of things, guys. So overall, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Like I said, I like the systems to start with, but just adding labels, getting rid of the excess that we weren't using and didn't need, and just tidying everything up and making sure everything had a place and everything was in its place. It just makes such a huge difference. And this closet, every time I open it, it just makes my heart so, so happy. So as you'll see, some of the sheets aren't there, they're in the wash, but otherwise everything we use is there and ready to go. All right, everyone, that's it for today. I hope that inspires you. Hopes it gives you a few ideas to keep it super simple, but to organize your spaces so that they're super easy to use, super functional, and you actually love looking at. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.